It was the pulse-pounding, heart-stopping walk of his life. Filled with words of prayer, Nick Wallenda put his life literally on the line.
This is the world's longest blindfolded basketball shot. Oh, you literally made it! No. You switched it! I swear! No. That's
that was the first take.
Dude, give me that!
I'm counting my losses up as wins.
The largest number of bees on a person. Nothing will prevent a beekeeper from China from smoking a cigarette, even 1,001,000 bees that cover his body. 55-year-old Jiao Bingo set a record at the end of May 2015 as a man with a record number of bees on the body. The total weight of the insects was 108 kilograms. He endured 2,000 bites on his body, but at the same time he still managed to smoke a cigarette. As the ex-Tremal told later, it helped keep the bees away.
Release.
If you're scared, walk away. 'Cause there's no need to feel ashamed. Yeah, we are.
All right, now, the whole road is looking on. I'm going over. Chop her away.
Away from his lips. Jump into the water from the highest altitude, 58.8 meters. A brave man who dared to jump from a height that exceeds the top floor of the Tower of Pisa was a Swiss Lasso Schaller. Schaller chose a picturesque waterfall to set the record. He reached a speed of 123 kilometers per hour before hitting the water. The highest jump into water horizontally in a manner akin to the belly flop. It was made by Professor Splash, whose name is Darren Taylor. Darren jumped from a height of 11.5 meters into only 30 centimeters depth pool. Probably, this was a very painful record.
And a big chance at history right here. And you can witness it at the Arnold Classic. This countryman slapped him on the back. His feet are in place. His straps are ready. Citrus Amicus.
highest jump on the motorcycle was made by Robbie Madison. December 31st, 2008 in Las Vegas, he was able to jump on a copy of Paris Arc de Triomphe. The height of the jump was 36.5 meters. Robbie is a motocross star and constantly participates in competitions of varying complexity. Basketball shot blindfolded. Garrett Hilberg from the channel Dude Perfect threw the ball into the basket blindfolded from a distance of 16 meters, breaking the previous record at 15.5 meters, and set an absolute new world record for the blindfolded shot. Arrow shot using the feet. Claudia Gomez shot from the bow and hit the target at a distance of 5 meters using only her legs. The record was recorded as the furthest shot from the bow with the help of the feet. Guinness's record for the biggest dominoes. 500,000 dominoes fell one by one, forming various cool figures. In the final, everything turned into a picture of the Sydney Opera House. Guinness World Record breath hold. It was set by German freediver Tom Sietes in a rival with the former record holder Brazil Ricardo Bacci. Both athletes settled in tanks of water and tried not to yield to each other in the duration of the breath hold. This time Sietes managed to hold underwater without air for 22 minutes and 22 seconds. The previous record of breath hold was made by the Brazilian man that was recorded earlier in the Guinness Book of World Records was
Guinness World Records is a book that annually collects the world's greatest human and natural achievements. In fact, you must know this book is a record itself for two reasons. It's the best-selling book in history and is the most stolen in libraries. However, everything that is a part of this collection is incredible. But what surprises us the most is the amount of strange and insane categories we have found. If you're into extreme experiences, in this top 5 insane Guinness World Records of all time, we'll tell you what are the hardest tasks so you have an idea in case you ever want to achieve one. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. With this being said, let's begin. 5. Bee-Man. A man in Canada spent an hour and a minute with his face covered in bees, and that's how he broke his record. The guy only practiced this twice before getting into a bubble with 10,000 bees. Despite having been stung several times, he managed to break the Guinness record for 8 minutes. This is too insane. Can you imagine being inside that bubble full of bugs? 4. The highest dive in history. If you enjoy high altitudes, you can break your own record with the heights, like this Brazilian diver who managed to break the Guinness record jumping off a cliff, a man who is undoubtedly too bold. This man jumped from a distance of 58.8 meters at a speed of 123 kilometers per hour. Lasse Schaller, who is 27 years old, jumped off the Salto Maggia waterfall in Switzerland. Of course, this is nothing like the jumps you can do from the springboard of the public pool in summer. 3. The longest nails in the world. If you thought you had seen it all, we'll introduce you to Ayanna Williams from Houston, Texas. For 20 years, she had let her nails grow too much. Those on her left hand are longer than the ones on the right hand, with a total of 326.5 centimeters compared to 249.8 centimeters on the other hand. This isn't all. To paint them, she needs at least 2 bottles of nail polish. She protects them by avoiding washing the dishes, for example, or when going to bed, she puts them on a pillow so they don't split. So if you want to be in this book and you don't know how, you can start with letting your nails grow and surpass Ayanna. 2. Human Torch. Joseph Todling broke 3 pretty insane Guinness records. This Australian man traveled the distance of 500 meters, being dragged in flames by a horse. The second record he made was to pass 582 meters towed. this time by a vehicle, and finally set the record for being the man who has spent the longest time on fire without oxygen. He held 5 minutes and 41 seconds. 1. Man on the ice. This man is the only one who has been able to immerse his body in ice. He has done the craziest things you can imagine. He managed to break the record of standing 1 hour and 52 minutes buried in the ice. You probably wonder what kind of superpower this man has. Well, the breathing and concentration